Tonight, the state also announcing it will now start.
All patients and staff at our long-term care facilities. Yesterday, the White House announced that it would like all of these facilities that are Medicare certified.
Tonight, the state also announcing it will now start testing all residents and staff in 147 nursing homes around the state. In the Valley, 70% of all COVID deaths are residents of those long-term care facilities. And the governor and Dr. Crist have gotten a lot of pressure about how they're managing these outbreaks and the information that they are not releasing to the public right now. ABC 15 investigator Dave Biskobing is joining us live now. Dave, you pressed the governor about their response in these long-term care facilities and protecting the most vulnerable people in our state.
Yeah, well, the health department's history of overseeing long-term care facilities is not a good one. For years, they've ignored thousands of complaints. But before we get more into that, first, more on the testing. Now, you're looking at exclusive photos from inside a home that was one of the first to get tested by the state. They plan to test 147 more. That's more than 20,000 total residents and staff. Both Crist and Ducey called this their highest priority, but we asked why it's taken until now to start widespread testing and why residents, families, and the public should trust them given the fact that an audit last year found that thousands of long-term care complaints were ignored by state inspectors. The governor told us he wouldn't answer that question.
This is where our vulnerable population is living. This is the focus. We're talking about what's happening around COVID-19. That's where our efforts are today. If you want to focus on issues that happened before then, we can do that at another press conference.
Now, the governor told reporters Arizona is, quote, among the leaders in what they're doing with long-term care facilities. But other states have brought in the National Guard to conduct widespread testing in those places. And Arizona has also refused to release the names of long-term care facilities with outbreaks. We asked how Arizona could be the leader in what they're doing if they're keeping that information secret, unlike dozens of other states.
I've got to correct that as well. That's just not true. If you have someone that's in a long-term care facility and COVID-19 is contracted in there, you will be contacted immediately. If your loved one is in one of our long-term care facilities and you are the next of kin and they contract COVID-19, you will be contacted immediately.
Now, here's what is true. There is no public place for a person looking to put someone in a facility to know if they've had cases and deaths from COVID-19. Plus, we want to know when the state found out about some of these outbreaks and what they did about them. Those are just some of the reasons why ABC 15 and other media are suing Arizona for the right to know the names of these facilities and the numbers of their outbreaks. In fact, we just learned today that the state has hired a second law firm to fight against releasing this information. That's two law firms paid for you by you, the taxpayer, to fight releasing this information. I'm investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC 15, Arizona.
Dave.